Long ago, the four nations lived together in harmony. Then, everything changed. Welcome, folks. I'm Chris, and I'm your Commander Mechanic. It is time for the Avatar Commander Roundtable. Before I introduce you to this fantastic panel of guests I've got lined up tonight, do recall that we are raising donations for charity. Tonight's stream is in support of Extra Life, in support of SickKids Children's Hospitals. You can hit Command Donate in chat to donate generously. Every donation of $5 in $5 increments enters you into the draw tonight to win fantastic prizes, whether it be an Infinite Tokens prize bundle or Avatar bundles as well. So stick around. We'll be making draws at the end of the night for everybody that has donated. We'll also be doing a Q&A later tonight, so you can use the point redemption for Q&A in chat and ask your questions of this fantastic panel. Now, speaking of these incredible guests, let's go around the table and we'll introduce everybody, starting with Jane. Jane, welcome. First time on the panel. Why don't you let everybody know who you are, where we can find you, and what element you would bend?
Ooh, hello. Hi, everybody. It's so nice to see you. I play bad magic, so the type of element that I would blend is Grixis evil like my heart. I would be a bloodbender. I am Jane Plays Magic. I do in-person gameplay show on YouTube, and I stream on Twitch. I'm also the president of Birds of Paradise, so hopefully you'll see me at your next MagicCon doing something fun.
Amazing. Jane, welcome to the panel. Next up, Evan, Dark Pact, welcome. Why don't you let everybody know who you are, where we can find you, and what element you would bend?
Hi, everyone. My name is Evan, otherwise better known as Dark Pact Cosplay on the internet. I'm a professional costume designer, prop maker, or makeup artist, mostly pertaining in the Magic the Gathering world. You may have seen me at Magic Cons, dressed up as Elishnorn and Ashiok. I tend to do the scary stuff at these cons, or I guess now I do comedy too. I've been the Cabbage Man too for the professional, for the promotions for Avatar. So if you've seen a crazy Cabbage Man for Magic promotions, it's probably me. As far as elements that I would bend, I would definitely be a firebender, lightning bender, like my main baddie, Azula. I absolutely love her to death. She's so good. She's so good. But folks can find me everywhere on the internet, mostly Blue Sky, Instagram, and TikTok as Dark Pact Cosplay. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, welcome to the panel. Next up, Keontae, Reversal Wizard. Welcome, my friend. First time on the panel. Why don't you let everybody know who you are, where we can find you, and what element you would bend?
Hey, everybody. I'm Reversal Wizard. You can find me on Blue Sky, TikTok, YouTube at Reversal Wizard. I do some EDH content as well as on TikTok. I do some short skits or just pack openings. What element? I know I'm dressed like Appa, but it's fire. Fire. And it's like it's Ozai like level fire bending. Like I'm just trying to burn everything.
Reduce to ash.
There's no like flare to it. There's no trying to do like lightning or any. It's just like straight pure fire.
Hell yeah. Awesome. Well, welcome to the panel. Looking forward to getting a chance to talk to Set tonight. Next up, returning to the roundtable, Princess, welcome back. Why don't you let everybody know who you are, where we can find you, and what element you would bend?
Thank you so much for having me back. I didn't embarrass myself. Yay. You can find me on YouTube, on TikTok, and on PBS as Princess Weeks. I do so many podcasts and I love it. It's great. And I love playing Magic at cons where I can actually enjoy the game. I'm a fire sign. I wish I could say fire, but I'm gonna go with water because it's just so OP. You can heal, you can bloodbend, you can surfboard. And I think that's neat.
Awesome. Well, Princess, looking forward to getting to chat about the set and the show with you tonight. Last up on the panel is my partner in crime, our stalwart of these panels. Clay, welcome back once again. Why don't you let everybody know who you are, where we can find you, and what element you would bend?
Yeah, hi friends. I'm Clavy. I'm one of the members here of the CNC Power Hour. We, as Chris just said, we host these roundtables every time a Magix that comes out. I am unfortunately the face of the CNC Power Hour. I'm the most visible one, so I'm always the one that you're going to see and hear, and I'm sorry for that. You can find me anywhere on the internet if you search Clavy. I am mostly busy right now, but you can find me there. And sometimes I post pictures of my animals or occasionally talk about magic. Element wise, and I'm not saying this just to round it out, but I am since the original show, I have always identified with airbending. And don't let the hair confuse you. I would be absolutely like an airbender. I love everything about the style and the just like physical mischief and freedom. Like that's definitely something that I relate very hard to.
Very cool. Very cool. I would definitely earthbend. I mean, one of the reasons I'm in green right now, I think earthbending is incredibly cool, and some of the ways that it's used and some of the stuff that they do in the show is awesome. So would definitely earthbend. And if we ever get a follow up to this set, metal bending as well, because the stuff that they do in Korra, the metal bending that they do,
So
fantastic.
good.
Love it. Some of the best action.
Mhm.
But speaking of the show, the source material for the Avatar set, how about everybody's history with the show? When did you watch it? When did you fall in love with it? Did you watch the original run? Or like myself, did you pick it up years after it went off the air? Clay, how about you? What kind of background do you have with the show? And how did it impact the way that you viewed the set?
So I watched the show when it originally came out, and so like the majority of the like interaction with the source material is in that original run. So it's something that I loved a lot, but it's not something that I've actively like engaged or like gone back. Hadn't gone back into for quite a while. But I was excited for it when they announced the set, and I think that given the distance since I consumed it, has given it kind of this like really nice nostalgia where like when I see cards, I'm like suddenly remembering a scene again, suddenly remembering a character again that I hadn't thought about for longer than I care to think about right now. So it's been like a really pleasant like way to like interact with the source material.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, that nice nostalgia hit definitely comes in with this set. And we'll talk more about that as we get through tonight's questions. But Princess, how about you? How is your history with the show? How did you interact with it? And how does that affect the lens through which you view the set?
I was an obsessed fan. I think I still am, just more in an academic way. I started watching as book two Earth was airing, and I stuck with it the entire time. Um, how it impacted my viewing of the set, it made it very hard to see the Catan cards. my my Team Zutara nation definitely made my heart skip a beat when we did get some good art in the cards. But it was just really fun to see like these characters that I love get incorporated with this game that I really enjoy. And I think the entire way I was overall was curious. For the most part, and then when I realized Azula was going to have multiple cards, I was very excited because that's my wife, and I love her.
It's my wife.
Our wife. Our mentally unstable wife.
Yeah. Everybody wants to fix her, right? Everybody wants to.
I don't.
There's nothing
I
that
want
needs
her
to be
just
fixed.
as she
Not a
is.
single thing.
I want to fix anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
Oh, incredible. All right. Reversal, how about you? How did you engage with the show? When did you first watch it? And how did it affect your thoughts on the set?
I watched this on release when I was a kid, and I can remember when the very first episode came out. I watched it, fell in love, and I was been here since then. And funny enough, I'm actually a practitioner of the earthbending style of martial arts. So the same day the show came out, I went to the movies with some friends. We're walking back home. I see a kung fu school. I go in the very next day. They teach Hung Gar. The Avatar show just came out. I was like, oh, this is perfect. And I've been doing Hung Gar Kung Fu for 15 years, teaching and practicing it.
Wow,
Wow.
damn.
Real life
So
Earthbender.
cool.
Look at that. Look at that.
But Ozai is still daddy.
Oh, especially in some of these cards.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Darkback, how about you? When did you first watch the show, and how did it affect your thoughts on the set?
Yeah, so when it first premiered, I don't think I was watching it as it was coming out. I maybe caught an episode here or there, but there was like a week in high school where I was deathly ill and I could go nowhere. And Nickelodeon had like a whole Avatar like marathon going on essentially on the TV. So I was a little loopy on cold meds and watched the entirety of it all probably in one sitting. And just like, I remember my mom coming downstairs to check on me, and I'm like in the dark, like crying as like the finale's going on. She's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm never gonna be okay." So it hit really hard, really fast, all in one go. And after that, watching, I don't think I really engaged with it a crazy amount, to be entirely honest. Like, I always still loved it. I watch all of Princess's videos about it, too, that remind me of my love for it, too. So other than that, before the set, I didn't have a lot of really good instances to, like, re-engage with it. And now that the card sets come out, I'm doing, like, ambassador content for it, and now I get to put my professional cosplay career into like Nickelodeon's, dipping my toe into Nickelodeon's pools per se. It's been really rewarding and really amazing and so nostalgic too. And you really appreciate the show for what it did back then. Like it really did put like an eye on imperialism, colonialism, and like a period where like a lot of children's television did not do that in any way, shape, or form. So I feel like that molded me and a lot of folks that were my age into seeing things with a little better lens. But yeah, just amazing to be back at it. I love this whole show so much.
Fantastic. And Jane, how about you? When did you first engage with the show? In what capacity? And how did that affect your thoughts on the set?
Yeah, I think I had a little bit of a unique perspective here in that I grew up in the middle of the woods with no television. So I watched this as an adult, like many things. And my partner was like, "Oh, you missed this show. You need to see it." And, you know, he sat me down and like we watched the first few episodes and I was like, this is full of fart jokes and maybe for children. And he was like, "No, wait, there's evil baddies. I promise you need to watch it." We stuck it out. I loved it. We made it all the way through Korra. I did also binge it like Dark Pact. So I did experience it very quickly, and all of those emotions went really fast, and I consumed the whole thing like an addict, and then it was gone, and I was so sad. I think I have rewatched it once, but yeah, it hasn't been a long time since I watched it the first time. That was maybe 5 years ago. So I got to experience it as an adult. It's really fun.
Fantastic.
There are kids and fart jokes, though.
Yeah.
Like I said, I definitely watched the show after it went off the air. It was airing, not to date myself too much, but while I was in college. And years after it went off the air, I picked it up off of a recommendation from a friend, and I binged the whole thing. It was one of those where I watched like the first 2 or 3 episodes and then could not take my eyes off the screen. So definitely one that has ingrained itself. And I think what a lot of people think is like a modern masterpiece, a modern classic. So fantastic to see it get the treatment in Magic and be brought into our other hobbies and passions too. When we look at the way that it's translated into Magic, there are a lot of themes and a lot of things that carry over from the show into the set. Let's start, though, with the translation of bending into Magic. We've got different interpretations of it. We've got different styles of the mechanics in this whole set. What do you feel is the best captured mechanic? And do you feel that any missed the mark from a bending standpoint? Dark Pact, how about you? Any you prefer and any you think missed the mark?
Yeah, I am obsessed with firebending. I know I said that I am a firebender, but like I think mechanically they really got it down really well. That there's heavy elements of aggression with it, and like generating a blaze, a fire, an inferno, it's a quick amount of energy that needs to be applied precisely and at the exact moment to cause the most maximum damage, like as much damage as you humanly can, right? I built a whole Azula deck around firebending and like instants and sorceries and stuff that I've been using for ambassador content. So I've absolutely been obsessed with it. I think that was one of the best mechanics that spoke to me the most when I was going through the card set and going through the card library, trying to find things that really interest me.
Fantastic. How do you feel about the rest of the bending mechanics? Do you think that they all kind of suit the vibe?
Yeah, I honestly, it'd be hard for me to find like issue with any of them. I think they really nailed it down too, and I think one of the best things that they did mechanically too, like obviously you have the 4 elements, right, and Magic has 5 colors, right, and those 4 elements fit into 4 of Magic's colors really, really well. But my favorite color, black, gets excluded from that equation. That was one thing I was really worried about when they're first revealing the set. But it actually puts black in a really interesting side and element within the set. It's more of a shading of the other elements now. You do get like cards that are mono black throughout the set, but they're always seen through the lens of whatever nation they're in, whatever tribe they're around at any given time. So black plays this really important role of shading characters, and not necessarily evil lights, but in black's more well-known traits of, pride, envy, power, and getting to see that throughout the world, I think is really rewarding as somebody that enjoys the color black so much, and then seeing it pervade throughout the entirety of all of Avatar's cards gives black players a lot to grasp at and find things to be fun to play with.
Definitely. Princess, how about you? How do you think that the bending and the mechanics in Magic go hand in hand? And are there any that you really like? Are you any that you think miss the mark?
I echo a lot of what Dark Pack thinks about how it incorporates it really well. I think the elemental aspect works really well. And I think even from a character perspective, I like the use of black for like certain cards like Katara Seeking Revenge, which is the only card where she has a black pip in it, and it's her in a moment where if you're a fan, you recognize this when she's considering killing somebody, and it's like that. I think that adds a little bit of flavor to the characters and allows it to be both a game mechanic and a story developing and a story sharing tool, which I think is really cool. I think not surprising, earthbending kind of goated. Like I feel like like it's just doing what green does even better. And so I think that way it was a very easy to seamlessly go. Thing. Even same thing with red. I think that they both did really well firebending. I think that while I think it has high payoff, I think waterbending is probably the one where you have to kind of curate a little bit more because of all of the uses of the colorless mana and when you get to use it and when not. Like when it pays off really well with certain cards like Yue the Moon Spirit. But that's still 5 mana. So you gotta make sure that you got your ducks in a row when you waterbend, which is very much on point.
Definitely. Yeah, and different flavors to each of them as well, different uses for each of them too. Waterbending being either discounting an activated ability or additional costs is a really interesting way to portray the ability, and the communal aspect of the waterbenders as well is a great way to portray this in Magic. I'm really interested in seeing how it plays in game a bit more too. Clay, how about you? Any favorite bending mechanics? How do you think that they were portrayed in the game? And any you think missed the mark?
So in general, I think all 4 are really good. I think flavor-wise, earthbending might be my single favorite with this idea, like especially as it scales, but this idea that like literally I'm taking the earth and I'm throwing it at you. Like that's just like such a cool way to do that. I don't think it's missing the mark, but I do think that airbending being like you pay it later, like you can pay the cost instead of just like it being like a flicker or like a end, like return at end of turn is kind of, I don't love that as much as the other three. I still think it's cool, but I think in comparison to like the flavor of like waterbending, like some of those costs are so big. But then I think about like in the show when like the whole village is like all bending together, and you get this like like that's such a like that captures that perfectly. And like firebending is like Princess was saying, and like the focus, this burst of energy and all this, and then it's like, yeah, like whoop, you're gone, but then like yeah, you gotta pay to come back. Like that, I don't know. Like I think in game it'll still be cool, but I feel like it just isn't quite as cool as the other ones. I don't know.
Yeah, totally fair point. Jane, how about you? How do you feel that these mechanics capture the bending from the show and the source material here? And are there any that you feel miss the mark?
I want to echo what everyone already said. I think they really, really nailed it. I think all of them sound fun. All of them sound interesting and like something you could build a deck around, which is kind of what I'm looking for in a mechanic. Sometimes a mechanic is out and I'm just like, that's not fun at all. Or like, I don't care about that. But all of these mechanics have a little something that you can latch onto and like really build around. I also, since everyone talked about the main bendings, I'll talk about blood bending. I think they really nailed keeping it as a rare and special thing. It's not on very many cards, and when it is on a card, it's expensive, it's difficult, and the cost is great. This lesson where you have to water bend 10, I think is a great example of that. And this moment in the show, disgusting, horrifying. We're all traumatized.
Absolutely.
I live.
I just really think that blood bending should have had some kind of black cost to it as well. Like it is very much the darker side of bending, and really takes that power and ambition aspect of Black's color pie through the lens of water bending. So I would have loved to have seen this one like double black pip, double blue pip on this. Yeah. But otherwise, I think that the card itself captures the moment from the show, right?
There is Hama the Bloodbender. That's the blue and black hybrid mana one, which I know is a hot topic right now. But there's a lot of hybrid mana in this set that puts it in both of those vibes, right? This is both a blue thing and it's also black and evil.
Exactly. Oh, fantastic. And Reversal, how about you? How do you feel that the bending and the mechanics translated into the game? And are there any that you like? Are there any that you think missed the mark?
It's just simply magnificent. They were able to capture the bending from the show and still keep true to the martial arts aspect that they're all drawing from, especially waterbending. It's that patience of Tai Chi, redirecting that energy when you build up finally and you got your friends with you or whatever, and you're just drawing from their abilities and their powers and everything, and you just do these massive spells. Airbending is pretty crazy. I built the Alpha deck and the Eldrazi of it all. Because if you think about it, those cast triggers or those ETBs and getting to be able to just redo those again, or saving your board or saving those permanents and just blinking Portal to Phyrexia again. Like, airbending is pretty solid. When I was first initially going through the set, I thought that earthbending was pretty bad. But then I read that the lands, if they get destroyed, they just come back to the battlefield tapped. So I was just like, oh no, this is crazy. So I think they nailed it. I love all the bending styles. I can't wait to play with them.
Yeah. Yip Eldrazi.
That's right.
So this is exactly what I was qualifying when I was like, I'm sure it's cool in game, but I'm not thinking about it. And then Kante's like, Eldrazi, and I was like, oh, it's a cat. Oh,
Yeah.
I saw the same thing, but I was like, cast trigger. I was like, oh, the Eldrazi of it all. Got it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do love the way that some of these mechanics have been portrayed in game, like the way that airbending can be used offensively or defensively,
Yeah.
like it is in the show, the different uses for it, the way that earthbending, for the first time, we can animate a land and then not risk that land when it's destroyed, really encapsulates the using earth as a weapon. And then if that construct is destroyed, the earth isn't going anywhere. It is
Right.
still
It's still
dirt.
there.
It is still land. It is still earth.
Right.
I think there are some fantastic flavor wins in this
Oh,
that
yeah.
just, again, chef's kiss. They did an incredible job. And I know, big shout out to Chris Mooney, who did the lead design on this set. I know that they are a massive Avatar fan, and that carries through in this set. And a little bit off of our agenda here. On that note, we just came off of the back of Spider-Man, you can see here, and into Avatar, and the two sets with two very well-known source materials have two very, very different receptions from the audience, from the player base here. What do you think went right with Avatar or wrong with Spider-Man that led to this kind of impression? Jane, what do you think?
Ooh, okay. This is a spicy off the dome thought. Here's my hottest take of all. I think a lot of people liked Spider-Man. I know the general, like, established Magic player consensus is that Spider-Man was not that fun, but I loved it. And, like, you know, the queer community is really playing a whole lot of Spider-Man, doing those little 4-person drafts. It's way easier to get a draft firing at home, which is where a lot of, you know, queer people have their communities. They're not playing at LGSs. And Spider-Man is really accessible for that, and it's got hot characters that we want to play.
Fantastic.
So there's my hot take. I think they're both great. I see everyone wanting to talk about this one.
Evan, how about you?
Yeah, I have a unique perspective with this too, because I've worked a bunch of the promotional events Wizards has done trying to get people from outside of the game to come to the game, right? Like the last booth that I worked at New York Comic Con, we had Avatar, we premiered Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and we had Spider-Man all in one same space. So I think Jane's very right. People are excited about Spider-Man and enjoyed Spider-Man. I think in franchise players did not enjoy it because when you compare it to the larger swath of what we've gotten with Universes Beyond, there was a little bit more precision and care put into what characters were being shown, what story elements were being shown. And I feel like that was like Spider-Man could probably be like 10 sets, right? And they were trying to capture this whole like multiverse Spider-Man craze that happened maybe like a couple years back, right? Where you have the multiverse of Spider-Mans and that's like new and big and shiny for them. But it's just such an unfocused lens, and it probably really affected play design as well too. And changing what the set was to from a smaller set into a bigger set probably did not help that at all either. But I think overall, people that are new to the game are just excited to see their favorite Spider-Man character on a card. I saw it constantly throughout these events that I'm going to. Like, we're literally seeing new people come to these booths and learn how to play Magic with these cards because of these properties. So I understand established fans being disappointed, but I think overall it's like a really huge net gain for the game. And Avatar gets to have both sides of the equation, though. It's a great design, great mix of flavor, and it's getting fans from outside the game really, really excited about it too.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic point about the source material. When you look at Spider-Man's decades of source material versus just a few seasons for Avatar, it is hard to distill that down into a single set of Magic. That's a fair point. Reversal, how about you?
Echoing what Jane and Evan just said, like, exactly. It wasn't for the enfranchised player. It was literally for new people to come in and play the game. It was the job of enfranchised players to help those people to see, oh, they see their favorite Spider-Man character on a card. Well, this is also another strategy in Magic. And we were just supposed to just guide them in deeper into the throes of this game. So that's what it was for. And I don't know, every person I've ever seen that talked about Spider-Man has been positive, but I do know that some enfranchised players were just like, well, there was nothing there for me. The set was just too basic. It was for you to have a teachable moment to help new players get into this game.
Fantastic point. Love it. Princess, what do you think? The thing that separated Spider-Man and Avatar from a reception standpoint?
I think, like, I was excited for the Spider-Man set because I'm from Brooklyn, and so I love Spider-Man. But I think what we're really dealing with is a sense of just oversaturation of product, because it was like people were still trying to promote Edge of Eternity, people were trying to like enjoy space, and then it was like, and now we have 25 pictures of Spider-Man on J. Jonah Jameson's, counter right now. And it's like, and then it's also just like when we do have these original stories, these original characters in the Magic the Gathering world, it doesn't feel like they're getting the same amount of attention or care, and that they're just kind of like putting the intellectual property of Magic onto things that have a story already come in with like an audience, and it's not being felt as if, I'm not saying this, but what I've heard is that people aren't feeling as though that same kind of attention is being put into the storylines that we're getting for just Magic the Gathering. And I think that's the disconnect that people are feeling. It's like, it's great that you're bringing in new players, it's great that you're bringing in new energy, but like, what about the core of the game? And I also think the expansiveness to what Evan said's a really big point, because I feel like the Avatar set reminds me a lot of Lord of the Rings, where people were really excited about it because it was like really interesting art pieces. I think there's a little bit more mistakes with the Avatar set art-wise personally, but I do think that overall, like, it felt like it really integrated what makes Magic works and what makes Avatar works into one thing. Whereas, like, I was wondering, like, do the Spider-Man characters work for like any spider mechanic? Like, if I have like the spider cards, can I just be like, well, they're all Spider-Man? Is it all the same thing? So it's like, yeah, I think it just sort of like, there's a lack of feeling as though all parts of the MTG pool are getting the same amount of attention, if that makes sense.
I definitely agree. A lot of enfranchised players feel like one of the last in-universe sets of the year, released mid-year this year, that was aimed at them, was kind of put out to die. It was a set that was released, and the same week as pre-release, we started getting previews for the next set, which definitely put a damper on a lot of people's enthusiasms for some OCs, some new meat in the Magic universe. So you can see that side of it as well. Welcome, Raiders, by the way. And Clay, how about you? How do you feel about the reception, the difference of reception between the Spider-Man set and the Avatar set?
I think a bunch of really like great points were made already about it. Like one of the things that we talked about for the Spider-Man Roundtable was the fact that they'd kind of had that pivot, and it didn't feel like a fully. It wasn't quite like the Aftermath set, but it wasn't like a fully fleshed out set where like Avatar does have like, it feels like a full-bodied set. But I also think that, speaking to the idea of like the core Magic kind of feel there, one of the things that like I got really excited about when I was looking, not only do I like the Avatar, source material, I also like Spider-Man, but having allies, having lessons, there were these ways that like these things that feel like distinctly core Magic being incorporated in a way that felt perfect for this Universe Beyond product really produced this like cohesion that I think the Spider-Man mechanics are cool, but they felt like Spider-Man mechanics that we built for Spider-Man in Magic, and I don't know how we do those necessarily going forward, right? But like getting allies matters cards again is exciting. I didn't have that on my bingo card for 2025. Getting much more lessons for stuff like that, and commanders, that legendaries that care about lessons, stuff like that. That's cool. And so I feel like that kind of like marries the best of the Universes Beyond and that core Magic experience.
Amazing. We'll touch on those mechanics in just a moment, but I do want to remind everybody that we are raising donations tonight for Extra Life in support of SickKids Children's Hospitals. So if you donate in $5 increments tonight, you'll be entered into a draw to win. At this point, since we have crossed $350 in donations, we'll be raffling off an Infinite Tokens prize pack and an Avatar bundle as well. So stick around to the end of the show. If we hit our next donations tier at $500, we'll add another bundle into that pool too. So thank you for your donations, and we'll look forward to the end of tonight's set for the raffle. And yes, Megan, you can win Infinite Tokens as well.
You can. You absolutely can.
You can have all of them.
Fantastic. So, Clay, you mentioned the return of two very interesting mechanics. Allies are back again for the first time in years, and lessons are back too. I think that both are interesting. We haven't seen allies in years since Battle for Zendikar. And importantly, lessons are coming back, knowing that next year we're heading back to Strixhaven, where lessons originated. So I think that this is seeding things a little bit better from the Avatar side and the mechanics side than Spider-Man did with their kind of insular set mechanics. How do we feel about the return of these mechanics, and are we looking forward to seeing how they fit into the larger Magic universe? Princess, how do you feel about the return of these great mechanics?
I love lessons. Strixhaven was one of my favorite little sets. I still have all my scarves. And I think you're right. Like when you get these moments that integrate everything together, it makes it feel like more like Magic. I think to go back to Spider-Man really quick, the most effective way of that was the sagas. Like when they had like how Spider-Man got his thing. I'm like, that's how you really incorporate this into it. And I feel like with this, we have like all of these cards that really show a really beautiful integration. And I think even the allied cards are just really fun because it makes sense for these characters. And I think to what we've been saying before, it shows that they're thinking about how this fits on all Magic groups in all Magic pods versus like I don't really know how you would build a Spider-Man stuff without Spider-Man. So I feel like it really integrates itself into Magic really well. And I love lessons. That's one of my favorite little mechanics.
Fantastic. And I love seeing a fresh take on the mechanics too. Definitely between the first Strixhaven and now, we're seeing more lessons matter than we did with the learn lessons mechanic from Strixhaven. So I'm really interested to see what we get out of the return to Strixhaven in 2026. Reversal, how do you feel about the return of these two mechanics, allies and lessons?
Oh, I am excited. I've been scrambling for all my ally cards, and I'm like, oh no. And when they first debuted, I was like, oh, so is Learn coming into this system? And they were like, no, the lessons here are to actually incorporate the literal meaning of the lesson that they learned on the journey in the show. And I was like, oh, please, yes, give me more. This is so good. It's so flavorful. But now this is like, when we go to Strixhaven, I'm sure that the learn mechanic is going to come back. So am I finally going to get my commander sideboard that I've been waiting for? And is it coming? Wizards, please, somebody say yes. I'm super excited. These they hit the nail on the head. They're so good.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great way to return one of these mechanics and marry it flavorfully to the set. Absolute fantastic win there. Now, Clay, you brought up this point. You're excited about the allies return, the lessons return. Do you feel it's a good fit for the set, and are you looking forward to seeing how they use this in next year's sets too?
Kind of gave spoilers, but yes, I do think that they're a great fit. I am curious to see about like Strixhaven and the lessons next year, but selfishly, so Battle for Zendikar, like shouted out, came out like a year into my Magic like career, in 2015, and so like we got a bunch of these like Ally Matters cards, right? But I didn't really have ally cards or no allies from the past, and so like there was there's like Keontae was saying, in some stacks over here, I know that there's a bunch of common, uncommon allies from all of the packs of Battle for Zendikar open, looking for the fetch land or expedition lands. Like, so I know I've got a ton of them over here, and so like, I've just always wanted to do the full ally deck, and just never had the that backstock, that kind of saturation enough to do it. And so that's one of the things I'm most excited for is getting to just get kind of up and down the rarity and power level, all of these ally cards, and to be able to use a bunch of cards that I've had for 10 years and probably haven't sleeved up once. So
yeah, it's a great way to breathe some new life into some of those older cards, to dig them out of the bulk boxes and see what you can do with them. It's great to see. Jane, how do you feel about the return of these mechanics, allies and lessons? Are you looking forward to sinking your teeth into them and seeing how they're going to incorporate into the larger Magic universe?
Yeah, I really love allies. If you came to any of my events in Atlanta, you'll know that I was giving out little ally tokens with my face on them. I'm a big fan. This is kind of how I learned how to play Magic, was from a bunch of Zendikar bulk. So I built a lot of ally decks out of just pure hot garbage, right? Just a stack of complete garbage. But those were my first commander brews, were a lot of like Orzhov allies, trying to make that work in a way that would beat a precon. Never did. So I'm really excited to revisit those ideas as sort of a Magic adult, where I know how to, build a mana base and do that kind of stuff. I'm going to build this deck as an adult instead of as a, Magic baby.
Very cool. Very
Magic
cool.
grown up.
Yeah, I know how to eat my vegetables and play a fetch land.
Darkpack, how do you feel about the return of these mechanics, allies and lessons, and are you looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with them next year?
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what they'll do with them, especially the Strixhaven lesson stuff. Like Strixhaven, I didn't get to sink my teeth into Strixhaven too much. I opened a bunch of packs of it, and inevitably, I don't read the card despite what Prof tells me to do, and I totally forgot about the whole subtyping of lessons on instants and sorceries, and just the flavor of like instant lesson on anything, especially if it's something that deals with something on the board. It's just so funny. And I love how well the art direction with the design for these cards and the overall choices for like alternative art cards within the set also mixes really well Strixhaven too. If you look like the Mystical Archive stuff, like I have a Mystical Archive Lightning Bolt in my Azula deck. It looks amazing next to some of the, I think it's like elemental framing cards is what they call that frame within the set. So like the folks that are designing this stuff just totally get the idea of melding it into what's already been established and what players expect. And I feel like that just makes the best kind of UB when you can harken back to other things and see like not only mechanical functionality wins, but art flavor wins as well too, that meld into that. It just makes the perfect recipe for an amazing set.
Fantastic. Yeah, and I think that's also one of the things that between the Spider-Man set and the Avatar set definitely plays a factor in the adoption and uptick and overall audience reaction to it too. This feels like a set that belongs in Magic. This feels like a set that was designed with the rest of Magic in mind, where the Spider-Man set feels insular. It feels isolated. Which, again, isn't a bad thing for specific sets, but this is one that was very clearly crafted to meld with what's coming and what has already been in Magic as an overall game theme mechanic. It's great. And I love the
100%.
Mystical Archive frame. I'm on record saying that it is my favorite alternate treatment.
So well done. It really
so
is.
great. And I'm so looking forward to seeing it come back in Strixhaven again. I would love to see it come back. On that note, let's talk art for a moment here too. This is a show with source material, not only from the animated show itself, but with supporting material like comics that have a very distinct art style to them. How do we feel that this is translated into Magic? Because there are some really interesting takes on these characters that are true to the source material and take some interesting takes on these characters too, go some interesting directions. How do we feel overall this has matched the vibe of the show that we know and love? Reversal, how about we start with you? What do you think
So-
about the overall art?
So the overall art for me is, and I'm not too versed in all of the things that are happening besides just, I love the art. I think it's amazing, but I'm not like so versed as well to, like I said, all the other things happening with the art. But it's amazing for me. They capture a lot of great moments. Just like seeing some of the different takes, and we're looking at a scene and how some of the artists like just drew it and just went about it, and I'm like, wow, that's just simply amazing. Whereas some of them, where they just took their own vision and just made it anew, but it just still called back to just that scene, and it takes me to a new level as far as art. I love every piece of art in this. Like I said, I know there's other controversy with the art that I don't know too much about. Don't fight me.
All good, all good. Hey, we can definitely love things, and when that curtain is peeled back a little bit, we're free to revise our decisions too, right? We got that freedom of choice.
Right.
Darkback, how about you? How do you feel about the overall different art styles, different vibe of the art? Do you think it meshes with the show's source material? And do you think that it does it justice when it departs from it?
Yeah. I think overall the art direction on the set is immaculate. One of the things that I noticed is going through, because like I live within art galleries and Magic. That's how I make a lot of my own pieces. So I'm trying to spend time, learning as much as I can about these artists and these pieces that are being made. I think I noticed a pretty, I don't know if it's a majority, but a large portion of Asian artists involved with the art pieces in this set, which is amazing. And that includes a myriad of different styles that fits in super duper well with the source material, especially considering that, like, there was a lot of white voice actors on that voice cast, and the producers and the creators, probably majority white. So it's cool to see that Asian culture and that the original inspiration of the show being more lean forward head first with the visual elements of what's being created here. On top of that, I already talked about the mystical archive inclusion, how great that works with like the lessons, the mechanics there as well too, but also the bestiary sort of style, where it's like the zoology sort of book that I believe harkens back to I'm totally forgetting the name of the
These
set.
ones, so good.
Yeah.
Bloomborough just did something.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bloomborough,
Yeah, Bloomborough, right? That just such a good flavor win because of like, I that's like a very understated element of the show, is like how cool the creature designs are in that show. It's just these really cool chimeric style designs, and I love how there was a little bit of a leaning into that and some of the mechanics too. I believe there was one of the green creatures cares about how many creature types are in in the creature type, up to 10 or something like that, which is so cool. I think that's a really fun mechanic to lean into. So overall, amazing stuff. I think it fits in really well, and I feel like it builds on what it could have been and what it should be when they're going to be making new Avatar content in the near future.
Fantastic. Jane, how do you feel about the art style? How do you think it meshes with the show source material, and how do you think it departs from it?
I really love it. I think they nailed it. Like everyone said, they went really close to the source material. They hired artists to make it feel authentic. I really love it. I was going to highlight the spooky art, my favorite, the face stealer. They did sort of the concept-y papery art for that one too, and it's incredible. But even just the original art for that one, the basic, so good. Love it. Yeah, there it is.
Absolutely one of my favorite characters in the show.
Yeah.
It's super creepy. Love it. Incredible.
Fully
Clay,
obsessed. Also, sorry. I just want to shout out, they gave us shirtless Ozai. I'm set.
Yes,
there we go.
With 25 abs.
I'm down. I'm in.
Just rows on rows on rows.
And I'm trying to count every ab. I'm trying.
Yeah,
to
he's
count
cool.
them.
Me, look at that.
He's looking. You see that guy? He is looking.
It's where he holds the fire. There's
It's in
Strong
the
core.
6 set of abs. Yeah.
We've got a new contender with enthralling Victor for best shirtless art in Magic. That's for sure.
Wasn't Ozai voiced by Mark Hamill, or am I remembering that wrong?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, you're
just
so
when I
correct.
hear that voice, all I can hear is Luke Skywalker.
And then in the live action, it's Daniel Day Kim, and it's just like, all right, we can't make him any hotter, guys. We have to relax.
Stop.
He's
We have to
evil. He's evil. We have to stop.
Awesome. Clay, how do you feel about the art? Does it do justice to the show? Do you like the different takes on it from the different artists?
I do. I think it does really good, cool. It does really it does justice to it. They make a lot of really cool things. Like everybody shouted out the sketchbook, like the naturalist's sketchbook and stuff. Which also I liked that it. There's also one for the Fire Nation drill, which is reminiscent of Brothers War. They had the artifacts, blueprints versions for that. So that's what I was thinking of. The Dominic Mayer borderless scene, like that. Those is that 9 cards. Just so cool. Dominic Mayer is incredible. But I wanted to shout out so there's 2 cards. One that's very true to the source material, right? So Zhao, the Moonslayer, is just this gorgeous shot with him backlit by the red moon. After that scene, it's so perfect. It's so true to the source material, in scene source material. But then there's a Path to Redemption, and it's this demonstration of what is happening kind of behind the scene, just in general. It's this gorgeous art for Eero and stuff. This kind of an artistic interpretation, right? And so I love that there was room for both, and they were able to execute both so well.
Fantastic. Princess, how do you feel about the art in the set? Does it do justice to the source material? Do you think that the different takes on the characters are well executed?
Overall, absolutely. I think that it's great to see the artist getting the opportunity to bring these characters to life in new and different ways. And I think highlighting those moments is so important for such a story-driven game as well. I think for me, among the standouts, number one for me is Zuko Conflicted. I just think that's a great episode. Zuko alone is one of the best shows in this episodes of the show, in my opinion. And I just think that really the use of flames around him, the sword, it's just really incredible art. And then I really love Yue the Moon Spirit, because we never actually have a shot of Yue like this. I just love the idea of interpreting her in this kind of way, with Aang at the bottom. It just looks so beautiful. It looks like an art piece, and I want it on my wall. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And even Katara seeking revenge, just taking that one moment and the use of the dark clouds behind it. It's really incredible. And I love that Katara is appropriately brown in all of them, because I'm always afraid that they're going to demelanate her, and they didn't. So thank God.
Blessed be.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And then and then someone mentioned this too, but the last Agni Kai duel, the black and red one, that is just amazing. I would watch the entire show animated just like that again. It was incredibly done.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll talk more about some of our overall favorite arts in the set soon, but I think we definitely need to talk about some of these scene cards here, these overall scene cards, which I think is one of my favorite new trends that they're doing in these sets, is these interconnected arts and these scene cards, especially with the style departures that they do in some of them. Absolutely fantastic. I see some of these cards in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, when they go through the different universes and you see the different filters that go through some of these same characters. So looking at some of these characters with different art styles, knowing that they're the same character, just viewed through these different lenses and different interpretations of them, you know who they are. They're represented well on the card. They're represented well in the art. It's just this slight variation of them each time. I think it's a great way to honor the source material and honor these characters. They very clearly had a great art book and art director on the set to keep that level of consistency through all these different artists. Now, let's maybe flip the script a little bit and talk about that bonus sheet. Because if we're staying true to the show, there's no truer to the show than scenes directly from it and stills directly from it, though there does seem to be some interesting takes here. Overall, panel, how do we feel about some of the source material ripped directly from the show put on some of these cards, for better or worse? Feel free, if you don't want to not contribute anything if you don't want
to. Can I start?
We'll
yeah, no, Dark at the end. I know.
Go around the table.
Yeah. So it's a trend, right? Like they've been doing this consistently, where they're taking source material from these places that they're going to create collectability and, let's face it, save money on paying another artist for a piece, essentially, right? And the problem with this is that you are taking a medium, in this case, a 720p image that was on a TV screen, with no up resolution on it whatsoever, which is insane to me. And you're putting it onto card art. Instead of handing, say, a reference of this to an artist to reinterpret it, like we were just talking about the Moonslayer card, like that's a perfect reinterpretation of a scene. You couldn't tell me that wasn't a screen cap at some point in the show, right? Like absolutely perfect. So it's just disappointing that those opportunities for artists aren't really handed out and used more generously, we'll just say. And it's just like the pieces aren't meant to be here in this aspect. It's like the screen caps of like the scenes from the Final Fantasy games. Like it looks great in the game, looked great back in 1990 whatever, right? It's not gonna look amazing on a card, and that's fine. It's not the medium that it's meant for, right? There's lots of 3D art that can look great on cards too, right? But like it has to be meant for it, and you have to put time and interpretation in it and not just use stuff that's recycled from an old TCG. Okay, I'm done.
Fantastic, thank you. Clay, what's your take on some of these stills?
So that was like a super measured and like well delivered take on it, and like a great perspective on it. So like we've talked about in other roundtables, like the screen grabs or whatever, they're not always great, but they're generally just like fine, right? And the first handful from the bonus sheet that I had seen kind of like filled that lane, right? They're fine. Are they like up to the par of like normal Magic cards or whatever? No, but like they're fine. And then I don't know, I can't remember what had happened that day, but it had been several hours from when I guess they'd released more before I got onto social media. And all I could see was edits of the cruel tweeter that were getting like worse and worse. And
just the face getting smaller.
I thought it was like a really funny bit.
Yeah.
Until I reached the beginning of it and realized how the actual card looked. And so in general, I get it and it's fine, but I think this bonus sheet has a couple that are like the most egregious ones we've seen so far, and I just hope that there is a little more discretion or consideration used. Like, we don't need to have a reprint for a card if they're going to force an art like that. Is just the take, I guess. But like, that was such a wild time to be online with no context what's going on, and then I'm just So that's my piece. Sorry, it was such a wild bit.
Princess, how about you? Something to add?
Dear God. I mean, like, I think like everyone said it very elegantly. I think in the iconic words of for Princess Bride, boo. Boo. It just felt like big. And then Dark Side Extortionist. Why aren't you even here? Aren't you banned and not playable in most formats? Why are we even reprinting you?
Don't tease us. Don't tease us.
It just was like, and then it just, you know, it is when I was looking at all the Azula cards and you see like all the beautiful effort of my beautiful queen, and then just the like reskinned one where it's just her in her Ember Island outfit, and I'm like, you know, we do have Azula at home, but not like this.
That Ember Island Azula deserved like 3 different art editions. I want a regular frame. I want full art. I want like
give us the beach
version
episode.
of her burning my face off.
It should have been a saga card. It should have been like each. Like, there should have been a whole beast thing or like a land card. I was like this, girl.
Horrid.
That's all.
Jane, how do you feel about the art on these bonus cards?
They're blurry. End of sentence.
That's bad.
When you're right, you're right.
No.
Yeah, you know, I love them.
Reversal, how do you feel about them? Anything that hasn't already?
Because there's a person that's been going around that's been fixing these, and they look stunning. So I'm like, if the person can go and fix this and make it look clear, what are we doing? We're not taking our time with this. We're not taking our time. And that's just, no. I've seen some of these cards in person thanks to some friends, and they're very blurry. They're very blurry. And I don't like it.
Yeah. Evan.
Yeah, just a final thought on this. Like, we are so fortunate in Magic to have the artist community that we have. Like, I'm pretty sure Wizards of the Coast is one of the biggest preeminent players in like essentially hiring fantasy artists. And the wealth of beautiful art that we have access to is because of the patronage that Wizards of the Coast gives to these artists, right? So I really hope that this reaction is a very clear sign to the art directors and playability or collectability folks on their teams that this is just not what players want. We appreciate new and beautiful takes on the things that we love, even when it's nostalgic, right? Like, I don't need screen caps for love of God. That's all.
Hey, definitely agreed. There are definitely things behind the scenes when it comes to licensing these IPs that we do not get privy to. We don't know what kind of mandates to use existing art there are. And also, if Wizards is handed a giant folder worth of terabytes worth of screen caps from this show, are they obligated to use it based on what's in contracts? Again, these are things that we don't know goes on behind the scenes, but hopefully the reaction of this year from Final Fantasies in-game screen caps and Avatar's in-game screen caps, Wizards knows to put their foot down on some of these agreements when they can, for sure.
And sorry, on that point, I do hope that not only does this like encourage Wizards to put the foot down, but it gives Wizards ammunition when they go to negotiations to show IP holders, hey, this is a bad look. like for your franchise too. Because some of those screen caps, I'm like, I don't remember the show looking this bad. Yeah. Because there's, it's been a while since you watch it, and when it's live and things are moving, you don't notice things. But there's like, what's the one that I was just looking at of the
kissing?
Join the dance. Like if you like on the art
yeah.
for Join the Dance, like Katara's eyes are like, but I don't remember that scene. You don't notice that when it's moving.
It's literally like a single set and like probably like 50 images of a single scene, right? Like,
Exactly.
like it's not meant to be seen like this. It needs
Exactly.
to be seen in its full context, right?
That is the big point. These are stills from an animated show where you are meant to see these for a fraction of a second. To pause it is like pausing a recording of your face when you're saying the weirdest letter or pronunciation of something. You never love seeing yourself when you're stuck in like an ooh or an ah. That's like seeing the stills from your favorite video games or your favorite animated series blown up on a card like this for somebody to look at forever. You're never more embarrassed than when somebody pauses a still of your own face. Think of that for this entire show. It is not meant to be viewed like this. Why would you put it on a card like this? I think kudos to the Spider-Man set, because that is a medium where you are to look at this gorgeous art in a still frame on a card. I think that is something that they did well. That is something that they did right. I'm looking forward to seeing that on the Marvel set that we get next year too. But for an animated show like this, or a video game that's meant to be viewed in motion, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. So hopefully this is a trend that we see die out very quickly when it comes to these Universes Beyond licensed IP sets. Fingers crossed. All right. Before we move on with the rest of our questions, I do want to remind everybody out there, including the new set of Raiders that joined us, that we are raising donations for Extra Life in support of SickKids. We are above the $450 mark now, closing in on that $500 donation mark. Thank you very much for everybody that gave generously. But if you donate in $5 increments, you will be entered into a draw to win an Infinite Tokens prize pack or an Avatar bundle at the end of today's roundtable. If we do hit $500 worth of donations, we'll throw a second bundle into that draw too. So thank you everybody for your support, and do stick around until the end. We're also going to be doing a Q&A at the end of today's round table. So redeem the Ask a Question Twitch point channel point redemption. Ask your questions so we can answer them as a panel later. All right. So jumping into our next set of questions, I want to plumb everybody's brains here. Do you have any favorites, whether it be favorite characters or favorite themes from the show that were portrayed in the set? We'll talk about our favorite moments in a moment, but I do want to first start with favorite characters, favorite themes from the set, and how they translated, or from the show, and how they translated into the set. Jane, let's start with you. Any favorite characters and how they translated into the set?
You know, I don't really know if I have a favorite character. I don't know if I would say there's a favorite.
Don't really know.
Obviously, I love Aang. I love him so much. I think it's such a fun character. He's very out of place in many situations and has to, you know, really check his ego and learn from his friends. And I love the storyline. I love the, you know, all of the art. It's incredible. And I loved cosplaying the Ember Island Players version, especially. Those sort of like play within a play moments are always my favorite in the show. It's a fun way to do a recap. It's the silly moment. It's the sort of comic relief before a stressful part. So, oh yeah, Ember Island production right there. Yeah. So that's my favorite character.
Beloved trope, the show within a show. Love to see it. Love to see it. Reversal, how about you? Favorite characters and how they were translated into the set? How do you like their portrayal? Do you think they did them justice?
Oh, yes. Avatar Yang Chan, the Legend of Yang Chan from the book. You know, she has this ability, and she's actually a really heartless avatar if you actually read the books. But to be able to, they translate, she's the only person that uses this move where like she basically can just kill someone with her voice. And this card of hers being able to just have exile on each opponent's thing, and then she flips over into just this monster of a card. I think they did a great job nailing somebody who typically you don't know too much about. You don't really know from the show or the comics. You just have to read the other books and things like that. But this is, oof, yeah. Avatar Young Tim.
Batty.
I really do like how they portrayed past avatars as these sagas.
Yes.
Makes them feel like these living legends, and especially the way that Aang interacts with them too. I think, again, fantastic portrayal here. Love to see it. Love to see it. Clay, how about you? Any favorite characters from the show? Do you think that they were done justice in their translation to the cards?
Yeah, so I think that, like, I'm a big fan of Toph. You saw how intently I was staring at the other screen for the last, like, 90 seconds. I was like, I bet I could find a
PNG in like 10 seconds.
Momo. Yeah, I can figure this out. So I love Momo. Momo tickles me endlessly and is the exact kind of little critter friend that I love in basically every show that I enjoy. But in as far as the human characters, Toph is absolutely one of my like all-time favorite characters, and the different versions of her are great. But the Toph, the first Metal Bender, I think is the name of that card, is one of those cards that I saw immediately and got like 8 deck ideas and 300 cards in my head immediately. And I was like, this might be one of the most exciting, like ridiculous commanders I've seen in so long. And the fact that a character like Toph, who I love so much, got that level of card that's so neat and so unique, was just like, I love that. And also Momo.
Awesome. Princess, how about you? Favorite characters from the show, and how were they portrayed in the set? Do you think they were done justice?
Well, I will save my number one favorite character for Evan, because I know we have the same number one girl. But in terms of like the other ones, I really love Yue. Yue is one of my favorite characters. Big impact and only a little bit of screen time, and she got her man and left. Love that for her. I love her card design. I love the Princess Yue card. Just like this, like the way it's kind of like shot up from her down, the moon in the background. It's really beautiful. I also really love June, the bounty hunter.
Yes.
She's, a standout character. I love kind of like what it can do. It kind of fits in with a lot of other black decks in general. So I'm like, I like when something can just be useful instantly. And then I also love Ty Lee, Artful Acrobat. I love that they gave her prowess. I love Ty Lee. The only thing I wish they had was like a Ty Lee Azula flavor card, because everyone knows they were lesbians, and I think that we should just let's lean into it. Okay?
And they were roommates.
They were roommates. They were in a triad, but then Comhet got Mai, and then she left the crew. So like, let's just lean into it. Like, we don't have the chorus set yet, so we have to have representation. So let's just have dealing with the evil lesbian girls. But overall, I was very pleased.
Very nice. Very nice. Evan, how about a little gushing about Azula?
Yeah.
Take it over, baby. I knew it.
Specifically, the base art card for her is just so good. It captures how unhinged she is, and the look in her eyes, and that propelling forward motion of her just bending behind herself and coming straight at you. It's just so freaking good. She got so many good interpretations of her, not only on like the cards that have her actual name on it, but throughout the set on things like Lightning Bolt. There's a Deadly Rollick with her on it as well too. A Dark Deal as well that had her featured on it. I pulled a lot of those cards. I was so happy. I think they just really captured her super duper well outside of the screen cap sheet in the actual set. Like they captured her energy so well, and it made building a deck around her so easy and actually really interesting and rewarding too, because I've never really been into the whole idea of spell slinger before. But I've always said black makes every deck better, and when you make
It's
when you take Izzet and you put a little bit of black in it, it's good. It's a good time. It's a great time.
It's flavorful.
I will also say the Unlucky Cabbage Merchant is also really, really cool. This was the art that they gave me when they asked me to do the Cabbage Man for promos. So that's what my costume's based off of. I did make a more real world interpretation of what a working person in a fantasy, ish setting would be, but it's just such great agony, and that was my inspiration for all the crazy faces you've seen me do at the cons. And yes, my face hurts still from that. But it was such a cool card, and both of the Cabbage Man cards are really, really fun to play around too. I'll have to build a deck at some point.
And a whole secret layer full of Cabbage Man.
I know, but you can't fit them into a deck with him at the helm, so I'm like,
I know. We need one legendary cabbage.
Secret layer team.
Not even the legendary
the Ember Island
Cabbage
players.
Man, it's the cabbage itself that needs to be.
Yeah, the cabbage should be legendary. The cart too, yeah. Vehicle, there you go.
Exactly. Bring back speed, add it into it.
I need them to give cabbage the Yu-Gi-Oh! Karibo treatment, where you just have so many cabbages.
Amazing. So we've talked about some of our favorite characters here. How about some of our favorite moments from the show? And moments from the show captured on cards. It's incredibly difficult to do an epic like Avatar and sum it up in a single set of Magic cards, but there are definitely some moments that have translated well to cards. Does anybody have any favorite moments from the show on a Magic card? Reversal, how about you?
Soldier's comment. It's my favorite scene. It has I saw someone earlier say that the sound of Azula and Zuko fighting together, but that scene where Ozai takes off his shirt in all his glory.
Oh, glory.
Oh my goodness. And you just hear that sound of him starting to fire a bit, and this makes that piercing, just like ignition sound that just, it's been one of my favorite scenes in life. I never knew anything about sound design and what sound like really did, but that scene changed my life forever and really made me appreciate so many different things. Oh, so good. So good.
Speaking of cards you can hear, Combustion Man is a card you can hear.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Just
love that one.
The phrase "combustion man" makes me giggle every time. I'm sorry.
I'm keeping it PG, but in my mind, I'm making a comment.
Right.
Jane, how about you? Any favorite moments from the show, and how were they portrayed in the set?
I really love the Ran and Shaw card that has the two dragons, the big blue and red dragons. I thought that was a really great moment in the show that was like paying homage to a lot of stuff. And I think they did really well with that card here. I love the flavor, the like visual representation. Definitely this one and not the screenshot one. There is a screenshot one that looks exactly the same. We're looking at this one though. And they had like a concept art version of this one that is also just spectacular, beautiful, incredible. Yeah. Ooh.
Right? The bestiary alternate art here. Love it.
Yeah.
So good.
Evan, how about you? Any favorite moments from the show, and how are they translated over to the game?
I got a couple actually, and they're mostly in my Azula deck. So the first one is Fire Nation Occupation. That one's really, really cool because I think I don't know if it's depicting a particular takeover of a Earth Nation kingdom, but it's just like the gates of an Earth Nation city, I should say, with a Fire Nation emblem over it. And I love the whole idea of like when you you play out of turn, you get more soldiers, which is very like firebendery, right? You're trying to do things out of turn, out of place, and try to take over a city essentially. I love the consider from the set too that has Iroh looking at the flower, trying to determine if it's delectable tea or a deadly poison. I think that's just so funny. It's so good. And the final one is Zuko's conviction. And that's a moment, I believe this is when they've reached the North Pole and they're at the end, and he's able to, in the chaos of the Fire Nation attacking the North Pole, he's able to grab Aang while he's in Avatar state, and it's just beat to living heck and trying to carry this boy across the snow field, right? And they're in a cave, and I think it's just such a perfect interpretation of like the lengths that Zuko would go to meet his penultimate goal of regaining his honor and his throne.
Amazing. Yeah, fantastic moments from the show. There are so many moments from the show that just deserve their own cards.
Yeah, they really
glad
do.
to see that so many have gotten the respect that they deserve. Princess, how about you? Any favorite moments and how they're captured on cards?
Wow. There's so many. I think of the moments that are captured on cards, I think Epic Downfall. Like, I was so sad when Azula lost.
Same.
I want to recount, but I think that like that moment of her just like screaming and crying blue flames is like that lives rent free in my brain. So I love that card. I also love the art of Hama the Bloodbender because I felt like that was just an important episode in terms of like understanding the trauma and all the themes of Avatar, but also seeing Katara have to come face to face with someone who like did not overcome everything. And funny enough, everyone who knows me knows I love Zutara, but I do, despite that, like my scornful striker, which has her quote that everyone loves, "You miscalculated. I love Zuko more than I fear you."
Yeah.
I think like that's still really good, despite I have notes, but either way, it's good. And it's also like a good card because it dings people to lose 2 life when they play a non-creature spell, and I think that's neat. That's great. And it's really good art for her. I think this is like my favorite of her art designs. I really think it blends the anime style really well with her and the colors.
Absolutely. Good picks overall. Clay, how about you? Any moments from the show you felt captured really well on the cards?
Yes, but unlike everybody else who picked really, really cool and important scenes, I only have dumb, funny
it's rough,
ones.
Buddy.
I have How to Start a Riot, which is
Yes.
one of my
Iconic.
Good one.
It is to this day one of my most quoted like things that I'll never escape it, right? And so when I saw that got a card, if I have red, and I get a copy of this card, I'm running it. There's no way I cannot do it. And then there's the boulder ready to rumble.
Yes.
It's just again. That's such a dumb, funny scene. The boulder,
The boulder.
Yeah. And then my final one is Avatar Enthusiasts.
I remember freaking out seeing that card preview.
I had forgotten about like the frothing until like I got it.
Such a good gag.
It's such a good gag. And so as there are so many cool, awesome like depictions and scenes in this. But God, the little comedic throwbacks and nods have gotten me in a way that I feel like the other universes beyond didn't. Like when they were like, this is the funny bit. I'm like, yeah, that is the funny bit. But when I see the Avatar ones, I'm like laughing out loud on my phone and like just...
It's a return to how MTG humor used to be, honestly. Like it's not like hyper memeish. It's context and understanding the source material, and it's funny, right? It's actually funny.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
The
Yeah.
knowledge of the memes around the show and translating them into cards, 100% was a passion play here. Like, you know that the folks choosing the art direction, choosing the interpretation of the cards, know not only the show inside and out, but the way that the fandom interacts with the show too, which is absolutely incredible. And that's how you get moments like this. That's how you get moments like imposter syndrome from the Spider-Man set. Is okay, we know there are memes. Let's see them on cards. It's great. It's a great little wink and a nod to the chronically online audience too. So, Clay?
Sorry, one actually, I just remember one actual like cool moment. It's still not like dramatic or important, but pillar launch, like when Toph does that in the show, when you realize that she can go airborne, and like the significance of that was like one of those like unlocking a character, like a whole new dimension of like, oh, even you're not untouchable if you're in the air. Like that, like, oh, that's just so sick.
Awesome. Well, one of my favorites, and I'm really surprised that it's only on an uncommon, is energy bending. Like, it is the climax of the conflict. It
Saving
is
it for Korra.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the fact that it's just on an uncommon, it's a beautiful card, and it's such a moment in the show that shows Aang's unique take on being the Avatar and resolving conflicts like this. Fantastic. And I think that for it being on this card, it could have been done a lot better justice. But hey, it's here. Everybody's going to be able to see it. And I associate this with a meme as well. It's the, Ozai is your knees and Aang is your 30s. And I took away your bending. Yeah, that's always one of my favorites too. But yeah, definitely a fantastic moment from the show that got a kind of lackluster card here as well. So, yeah, awesome. So let's talk about some of our other favorites then. We've gushed about some of our favorite characters and some of our favorite moments. How about overall just some of your favorite cards from the set? Cards you're looking forward to putting in decks or building around, or just that you love to look at. Any favorite cards from the set?
Well, I'll just say, like, I've already mentioned like the other cards I really like, but in terms of just like I want this art and I love looking at it, I really like the secret layer of expressive iteration. I wonder why. But I love it. I love that Zuko and Guitar on a good card. I think it does really good flavor wise. And I just love that they're looking at each other, and it just makes me feel very happy and nerdy in all the best ways. I can't wait to print it out on the biggest piece of cardboard I can buy.
Hang it over your bed, Yeah.
Just like everything is good here.
It looks so cute in the frame too.
Yes, I know, you're so pretty.
So pretty.
Very cool. Very cool. Clay, how about you? Some of favorite cards in the set?
So honorable mention to the shrines. I am a known shrine lover, and so getting more shrines is exciting. Getting new takes on shrines is exciting. Big fan of that. But I was surprised that there's several commanders that I wanted to build out of this set that hasn't happened in a few sets where I've had like multiple decks that I'm kind of already starting to brew. One is in very uncharacteristic colors for me. Ozai the Phoenix King is ridiculous, and like the things that can be done with that are ridiculous, and I want to build that. I want to do that. And then in very, very true to me, Soka, Tenacious Technician, is like Jeskai tokens give allies. The allies, it's like a monastery mentor, but like for allies, I want to build. I want to take a 25-minute turn.
It's
I'm not going to
so
apologize.
good.
Like, there's so
I earned this.
there's so much and then like I was talking about all of those. Like I started compiling a list of like the allies that I have and allies that I don't have that like were pre-existing when this card came out before we knew about the allies in the set, and I had like 25 cards for $8. And I was like, oh, this can be like a sweet budget, deck that would be very, very obnoxious. And then finally, the Unagi of Kyoshi Island. It's my mono blue group draw deck days back from like Kami of the Crescent Moon was my very first commander. And so the Unagi is that, but filthier, and I get to draw even more cards. So
Love it. Yeah, some fantastic build arounds in this set, and like you mentioned with the allies as well, some that are reviving other cards from decades ago. At this point, throw a Tuk Tuk Scrapper in that Sokka deck, and yeah, you're running. That's for sure. Evan, how about you? Favorite cards overall from the set?
Yes, I have one that I particularly love. Sorry, my son's deciding that he needs to be on my shoulder right now. Faded Firepower is insane, especially in Bender decks for sure. So especially in Azula, when you get to cast this at flash speed while she's swinging, and you make 2 of them. you just dump all that red mana you're making with your firebenders into that, and as long as I'd say X is more than like 3 or 4, like you're cooking with gas. It just that is the game ender right there. That turns your lightning bolts into like that player goes and that player goes. I'm really excited to see what shenanigans people do with this card. This whole set has made me love the color red a lot more. It's not been a color I really, really enjoyed. I used to have a Heb deck that was like based on burn damage and stuff, but it get wiped away super, super easy if it didn't have a crazy like turn 4 or something. So this has reignited my passion for red again.
Pun intended. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Jane, how about you? Favorite cards from the set?
Jane?
She's in the zone, the Avatar state.
Did she freeze?
No.
No, Jane, come back.
I can
What
hear
a
her.
serene pose.
Yeah,
though.
I can still hear her though.
Oh, I can't hear her.
Yeah,
I can't hear.
Yeah.
And she's frozen on my screen.
We can hear.
Yeah,
you,
she's
Jane.
frozen, but I can hear her.
Mm-hmm.
All right. No, you can refresh. Should be solid. We'll see if that brings you back. In the meantime, Reversal, how about you? Favorite cards from the set?
So many. But I'm just looking at one right now. Solstice Revelations is one of my favorite cards out of this set. Just like Darpack was saying, they just now have this respect for red now, and it's the same thing. And this is one of the cards that definitely gives me that respect because red is now casting things for free. You're playing mountains. And my only real love for playing red was in Legacy when I was playing Blood Moon or something like that. And there was just, I never really enjoyed the color. I enjoy red when it's with Grixis, when it's with Dimir, but by itself, standalone, I really didn't care. I didn't really care for it. And this card speaks to me too, because just in the show, when Aang had to go see Avatar Roku, Avatar Roku didn't play sides. Avatar Roku didn't play sides. Avatar Roku was the Avatar and was like, no, this is not right. And you have to stand in the gap and do something about this because this is not right. So, and that one, Seismic Sense, was just beautiful from the very first time that I saw it on and animated. It was just great. So
Mhm.
those are probably my two favorite cards, and they're both uncommons.
Right? I think
Besides,
that there are a ton of amazing cards at common and uncommon in this set too. It's not just the rares and the mythics that carry this set. There are a lot of moments from the show, great touching ones that depict some fantastic moments and character journeys and arcs on commons and uncommons, which I think resonates with a lot of folks too. Jane, welcome back. Sorry for
Thank
so
you.
rudely interrupting
I've
there,
been
but
exiled, but I've airbended myself back, and I'm going to build myself a 5-color deck.
You had the mana to pay for
Flavor,
it.
exactly.
cash trigger on this
Obviously,
deck.
yes. I'm going to build Grixis, Azula. We love her. She's out here.
Yes.
But the one that really spoke to me that was new and unique and different is the Avatar Aang card. This one, the one that flips over when you waterbend, earthbend, firebend, or airbend all four. I really love the sort of like mini game puzzle that it gives you, where you have to do 4 things in order to get the real juice out of this card. So it makes you build your deck entirely around that. You've got to do something that is just for Aang. You could slot Azula into any Grixis deck, and she would be a killer, a menace, a destruction engine. But this one you'd have to do something special for, and I love it.
yeah. Definitely leads to some building restrictions if you're building
Yeah.
around Avatar Aang too. And it's a great thing that we're
So
seeing
pretty.
these bending abilities on things like commons and uncommons where you can pay 1 or 2 mana and get them. It's not just on legends or on creatures. So you can definitely build around that and do that in a deck and give you that feeling of Aang who's bending all 4 elements at once
Yeah.
in a deck. And I
Become the
love those
master.
kind of thematic builds where you feel like the character doing that in game.
This is Chris Mooney, who also built my favorite New Capenna Grixis deck, the Angelo the Painter one.
Yeah.
I see it. The through line.
Oh, absolutely. Chris does some amazing stuff. Looking forward to seeing them lead some more sets in the future too, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then, so we've talked about some of our favorite cards. We talked about some of our favorite moments. And I know that we've touched on some of our favorite arts. Any that have gone unmentioned right now in terms of favorite arts? I do want to bring up some of those alt art frames and some of those scene arts too, because they are absolutely stunning. I think that some of the alt frames, whether it be the bestiary frames or whether it be some of the frame treatments that we're seeing out of the secret layers or from some of the instants and sorceries, definitely do mesh with Magic's style. We've basically seen them in other sets too, so they fit seamlessly into this game. And those scene cards, especially the style departures on some of them from what we typically see, like the black and white scene in particular, I think stunning. Fantastic risk taken with some of the art direction on these cards. Are there any other arts in the set that absolutely speak to you? Anything that you just cannot cannot avoid? So pretty. I also think that Yui's alt art makes her look like Sailor Moon, which I think is just a fantastic
Which is great.
fit for that card.
Yeah.
Like that could be a grab out of
Princess Serenity.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Oh, love it. Anybody else with favorite arts from the set that haven't been mentioned already?
The walls of Ba Sing Se.
Mm.
The walls of Ba Sing Se and their sheer beauty. Just like even the normal art card for it is just
imposing.
Massive, huge. And the fact that Iroh was able to just break through these walls.
Dragon of the West. Dragon of the West.
Love it. I think imposing is a great description for this. For something with 30 toughness, the art definitely depicts a massive wall, monumental.
Yes. That's been my favorite.
The first time 30's been printed on
right. Hades wishes he could have that.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Evan, how about you? Any other favorite arts from the set?
I would love to shout out Braid of Fire. They did a great work on the main set, but of course it's the secret lair of all my little Ember Island players that I love so much.
And another one that fits great in a set that's all about making red mana and gives you several ways to retain that mana throughout sets too, or throughout steps as well. I think that it's a great fit for this, and yeah, definitely great art.
The theater props speaks to me.
Really good.
Oh, love it. Evan, sorry, any favorite arts from you?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the deflecting SWAT with Azula on it. That looks really good. Or not deflecting SWAT. Well, the deflecting SWAT has Zuko on it, and then the Deadly Rollick then has Azula on it. The two of those just look so amazing and next to each other. Like I have a bunch of the Zukos in my Azula deck too, and that like there's a whole like redirecting of lightning theme within the whole deck too, so it just plays such a perfect role. I think all those free spells that they're putting in the commander bundle are just immaculate cards. I think it was one artist that did all of them too, so like really good theming and choices on all of that. Love it.
Yeah, would love to see them return for the Mystical Archive arts that's coming up in Strixhaven too. I think knocked it out of the park on these. Fantastic to see. You could put these in the Mystical Archive frame and they'd be right at home.
100%. You couldn't tell me that wasn't part of Strixhaven, like honestly. Yeah.
Exactly. Princess, how about you? Any favorite arts from the set?
I really like the two for Foggy Swamp Visions. Both arts for them are really good, and it represents like a really powerful moment where you have Katara, breaking down about thinking about she's seeing her mother, Sokka and his regrets over Yue, and I think it's just one of those like quiet moments where you realize all of the like grief that the young characters are like carrying with them that they may not be expressing all the time, but it's one of those like beautiful bittersweet moments, and I thought that the art for both of them was just like the Yue art, it's really incredibly done.
Yeah, again, another one that would be right at home in the Mystical Archive frame right there too. Gorgeous.
Yeah. It's so gorgeous. It could also be a great shrine card. Like it looks like shrine to me, honestly. Yeah, you're like
Amazing. Clay, how about you? Any favorite arts from the set?
So, true to character, I have to shout out the Appa lands. I love not only like full art lands, I love building my decks with full art lands, but I love when they do the cycles and like the old, like I always shout out the old Titus Lunter, the Weatherlight lands, and then there's like the Jace wandering around Ixalan Lost lands. So, like I love those types of cycles, and these Appa lands are gorgeous. And then this is funny, just like just a comment, but the giant koi is so beautiful, and the way like the sun rising behind, like it's just gorgeous, and like I can't wait to see that in foil. And then Guru Pathik is like, this is uncommon, but like the way that it was done with the lighting and this like shadow like that, it's just a gorgeous card. And is like an example of somebody bringing their own vision to kind of this reinterpretation that's just a home run.
You could put this art on a reprint of Seki History of Kamigawa, or
Reki History of Kamigawa, or even Dosun.
100%.
Yeah,
as well.
Exactly.
Like,
and it would be right at home. Yeah,
it'd be perfect. But it could even be like almost like a Sylvan Library too. Like, like that kind of. Oh, it'd be beautiful.
Yeah, and I think the best art for these Universes Beyond sets are arts that could blend seamlessly into the existing Magic world, ones that don't take you out of it, but rather keep you immersed in it. And I think overall the arts from the Avatar set do that. Absolutely nail it and knock it out of the park. Before we wrap up, folks, we are going to get to Q&A. I want to remind everybody that you've only got a couple of minutes left to donate for the raffle for today. We have crossed our $500 donation goal. So thank you very much, everybody, for donating generously. You still have a chance to donate in $5 increments to be entered into our draw. We are going to be giving away an Infinite Tokens prize pack as well as 2 bundles now. So thank you very much for your donations. We're going to get into some of our Q&A, but if you've got any questions at the last minute here, redeem that Ask a Question Twitch chat, point redemption. So we've got a question here. The SpongeBob memes, going back to some of the bonus sheet stuff, they weren't screen caps. They were recreations of the art.
Yeah.
Would you feel better if we had real artists recreate some of these stills from the show for this bonus sheet?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think
That would be so cool.
That's
Yeah,
unanimous
fun.
across the board here for
Yeah.
sure. Right?
Yeah.
Seeing different interpretations of some of those iconic moments, fantastic. We saw some of that where we have some of these moments on the bonus sheet cards and in the main set capturing the same moment. The mirror wing dragon versus the twin dragons it's the exact same moment reinterpreted, but one's actually an artist's interpretation of this.
And drawn for the card, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You can see the difference in quality.
What's
Exactly.
wild? What's wild about the SpongeBob ones is like you couldn't tell me that those weren't screen caps, but like when somebody told me no, these were artists that redid it, and you take a closer look at it, you're like, oh yeah, that looks like it's made for this, and that's the difference, right?
Definitely. Yeah, no blurry, fuzzy animated screens from a show that's almost 30 years old now. No.
Oh,
really
God,
Don't say that to me.
Don't
Don't say that to me.
That hurts, actually.
Is it really
came out
almost 30?
yesterday.
It's like 20. It's like 20. Come
I was
on.
about to wait.
Future.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like,
It's
be.
20. It was 2005.
1999. Thank you.
Ooh.
1999?
Yeah.
Oh God, it can drink.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
We gotta go.
We gotta end this
It's our
right
bedtime.
now.
Yeah.
We gotta end this.
Apparently,
Sorry,
you're too old to
everyone.
be
We're
up
skipping
right
the
now.
giveaway. We gotta go to bed.
And then another question here. We covered a bit of this though, but favorite single moment from the show. We got this question from Sai in chat, who loves the sound and animation from Zuko and Azusa's fight, which Reversal mentioned as well. But if you can distill it down into convincing somebody to watch Avatar from start to finish off of one scene in the show, what would you show them?
Ooh.
Secret tunnel.
Can I just show a fail compilation of like the cabbage cart getting destroyed multiple times over, and Aang and the gang just like slinking away every single time? There you go.
Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
That's the capture.
If I were gonna just show them one episode, I would show them the storm. I think that's the episode that really that's when the show really evolves emotionally, and you're like, oh, these characters have a lot going on right now. So I would show them that episode, and I think that would really sell them on it.
I think the which one I was probably the episode where Zuko puts on the mask and rescues Aang from the
The
fire.
Blue Spirit.
Yeah, that was
Blue
fun.
Spirit. Mhm.
He's so hot in that one.
Yeah, that'd probably be the one moment or episode that I would show to get someone hooked.
And I love that got a card too, that we've got
Mhm.
Blue Spirit
Yeah.
card as well. Amazing. Jane, how about you? If you were to show somebody one moment from this show to get them to watch it, what would
I
you
keep thinking
show
about
them?
this. It's so hard because all the moments I'm thinking of, you need to know the characters and care about them. I thought instantly of the Zuko vacations. Every character went on their little vacation with Zuko, and they all had such meaning to them. And that's what I like about the show: the sort of character growth, the individual people dealing with their problems, kind of really head on. They're forced to. But I think that doesn't mean anything if you haven't seen them do the silly fart jokes also, you know? So maybe I would do like the epic battle where, you know, firebending powers go away for 3 minutes in the eclipse. You know, that's got a really good showcasing of like what the show has to offer once you put in the emotional like buy-in of watching these characters. Because I needed that. I didn't initially want to keep watching the fart jokes and the kids thing. And I was promised cool stuff, and the cool stuff was there. It's worth it.
Fantastic. And I'll throw in a question from myself here. How excited are you? Are you as excited for a Legend of Korra follow-up set to this?
Only for the bisexuals.
Yeah. I want gayer Avatar. That's all I want.
If I have to sit through Mai and Zuko and Suki and Sokka and Katara and Katara and Aang, I want Korra and Asami.
Speak truth. Speak truth.
Okay. I also want those things, but Korra went through some real stuff, and I want her to get her. Like, I went back and watched it when I got older, and I was like, oh, she really she went through it.
Oh yeah.
Like, my girl's a fighter out here in these streets, in these Avatar streets. She deserves her flowers, and I can't wait to see what they do.
Amazing. Jane, how about you? Excited for a Legend of Korra set?
I am a big Korra fan. I honestly think I liked it better than Korra Avatar. And I think what I'm really most excited about is like the universe growing also. The technology is like more powerful. Maybe we'll get more like tech stuff, magic tech kind of things. I really like the sort of
vehicles.
Yeah. It's like an adult evolution into a show that tackles bigger, more adult topics. And, you know, that's going to be more fun for me.
Amazing. And Clay, how about you? Would you be excited for Legend of Korra follow-up set?
I am excited, but because it would finally probably give me the inspiration to actually watch Korra. I own it. I've seen so much about it on the internet. It came out at the part of my life where I was like no longer watching like like extended content for things, and so I just didn't get around to it. But it seems cool, and like Jane said, I like the idea of getting to like continue to expand the world and get new adaptations on stuff, vehicles, new technologies. So I think it would be really sweet, and I think it's kind of the natural follow-up in a way that Universes Beyond can sometimes feel awkward for if you've thrown so much into the one set. It feels like a natural. Oh, all right, buddy.
Lola, where are you? I want
Okay.
Too much.
He broke into my office, opened the closed door, and then is like, "I want to be in your lap, messing with things on your desk, but don't touch me."
Very simple request.
Very
simple.
There's too many dice for him to be hitting.
The
things
baby's
right,
okay?
Amazing. Well, I think if a follow-up set for Legend of Korra receives the amount of love that the Last Airbender set has, we're all looking forward to it. I think that this is a slam dunk of a set for sure. We'll get ready for our raffle winners in just a moment. Do stick around. We'll announce those. We'll also be rating our friend BCC MTG in just a few moments too. So stick around for that. But let's give everybody a chance to remind our audience who you are and where we can find you. Princess, starting with you, thank you once again for joining us. Why don't you let everybody know where they can see all of your content?
Thank you so much for having me. You can find pretty much all of my stuff on YouTube under Princess Weeks. I do really fun video essays. I have one about the new Frankenstein movie that I'm working on because a lot of people are wrong, so I have to tell them why. And then
Can't wait.
Exactly. It's like, how dare you?
Set us straight.
I hate gender essentialists. Anyway, and then you can also see me have quickie takes on TikTok or on Blue Sky, where I misspell my own name with only one S. for fun.
Well, again, thank you for joining us. Always a pleasure to have you on. Reversal, thank you for joining us for the first time, hopefully not the last time. Why don't you remind everybody who you are and where we can find you?
Thank you all so much for having me. This has been fun. Thank you for the panelists too. This was great, y'all. This was fun. We can do this every week. Anybody want to do this next
I'm
week?
down. Yeah.
Please no. Please no. I have to do these every set release every week would be
This is amazing. Just hearing all the different takes and just hearing so many people have like some of the similar just things in there. It's great. It's wonderful. I love it. You can find me on TikTok, Blue Sky, YouTube, and Instagram at Reversal Wizard. I do some EDA's content. I'm gonna switch the schedule, so just be on the lookout for all of that stuff. But you can find me on TikTok mostly right now, posting my initial thoughts about things, doing pack openings, and just being random.
Amazing. Well, thank you for joining us. Always a pleasure. Jane, your first time on the panel. Hopefully it was a great time. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's remind the audience who you are and where we can find you.
It was such a blast, y'all. Thank you for inviting me. I love getting to talk magic and look at shirtless Ozai with my friends. It's truly a blast. If you want to see some more abs, you can come over to my stream. JanePlaysMagic.com is where you can find my YouTube episodes. I only play bad, sexy magic, so that's all you can find there. If you want good magic, go watch somebody else who's good at it. I love them. I respect
It's the
them.
only kind of magic I want to watch.
Exactly.
Yes.
Sexy magic. That's the kind we need.
We do the Hottie Pod every weekend, Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific time at twitch.tv/Jane Judge. We're doing something fun every week. This week we're playing Secret Partners because I'm a sucker for a mini game. So come by and hang out.
Very cool. Very cool. Thank you for joining us. And Dark Pact, thank you for joining us for the first time as well. It has been incredible to have you on. Let's remind everybody who you are and where we can find you.
Yeah, so I go by Dark Pack Cosplay on everywhere, mostly hanging out on Blue Sky, Instagram, and TikTok. In IRL, I haven't really announced this anywhere officially because I haven't gotten direction from WotC, but I'm saying screw it because it's next week. PAX Unplugged, I will be at the Wizards of the Coast booth, reprising my role as the Cabbage Merchant.
Yes.
There will be an avatar promo there, so if you're going to PAX Unplugged, go to the WotC booth. I guarantee you it's going to be very popular and things will run out fast, so get into line and take a wacky photo of me. It'll be a good time. I will also have content releasing soon around Avatar. I'm an ambassador for the set, so I have like a deck tech for my Azula deck that I've been talking about on the stream here, and a bunch of other things I'll be putting out, so check out my TikTok and Instagram for that. So yeah, thank you again for having me. This was so much fun.
It's been a blast. Thank you for joining us. And lastly, but not leastly, Clay, why don't you remind everybody who you are and where we can find you?
Yeah, hi friends. I'm Clayby. I'm part of the CNC Power Hour, the second C, and the face visible one of the three of us. This is Bagheera. He's been on almost every roundtable, so I figured he should probably get his own little spotlight. But like Chris mentioned, we do these roundtables each set. We get to bring friends in from the community, raise money for good causes, and have a great time talking about it. It's literally my highlight of every release cycle. This is so much fun, and thank you not only to everybody in chat, everybody who donated, but to you for joining us. This has been a blast. You can find me on the internet anywhere. If you just search Clayby, you'll find me there. Mostly you'll see pictures of my animals, or occasionally when I do play Magic, the silly nonsense that I get up to in Magic, because I can't play the game straight.
We struggle.
Neither can I.
Who wants to do that, honestly?
So
No.
That's me. Thanks, everybody.
Amazing. And folks, of course, I am Chris. I am your Commander Mechanic. You can catch us back here for the Lorwyn Eclipsed Roundtable, January 13th, believe it or not, in just about 2 months. We'll be back here doing another one of these, raising donations for a great cause. And thanks to all of your great donations, we can raffle off some prizes tonight. We have crossed the $500 donation mark. So the winner tonight of the Infinitokens prize pack is David King. Congratulations, David King. Thank you for your donations.
Fellow royalty, welcome.
The winner of the first bundle goes to our Roundtable stalwart, Mishatem. Congratulations, Mishatem, once again for your very generous donations, my friend. And then the second bundle goes to Sage, Staff of Sage, as well. So congratulations, Sage, on that. We'll be in touch. We'll be reaching out to contact everybody. Congratulations on winning, and thank you again for your donations. Thank you again to the incredible panel tonight. Hang tight, folks, because we are going to go raid our friend BCCMTG. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you again in a few weeks.
Bye.